Nkosi has been appointed the deputy head of the Hawks. The unit's head, Godfrey Lebeya, outlined the directorate's milestones and achievements earlier on today. To date, the Hawks have arrested at least 827 suspects in the second quarter, and 217 accused persons have been convicted. Well, let's go live now to eNCA's Heidi Giokos, who was tracking that briefing by Advocate Godfrey Lebeya. Heidi, one of the main stories we've been tracking, I mean, the Hawks were giving an update on several investigations, but a key one that we were all looking out for has to do with their investigation into Palapala. What came out of that? It doesn't seem that much detail came out of it.
No, not much detail, Tulas. And the reason for this, according to the head of the Hawks, Godfrey Lebeya, the reason for this is because investigations are still underway, and of course they do not want to compromise that investigation. I think what's interesting, though, is that having asked the head of the Hawks what updates we can be given regarding the Palapala matter, we were told that so far they've received 68 statements. Of course, we are unable to know who these statements are from, but when I asked about timelines and whether or not we would be able to just have any indication how far that investigation is, we were told that they cannot divulge any further information except the information that is already out there, that they are investigating, and that so far they have received 68 statements. I tried my very best to push a little harder, but we could not get any further information. But I want us to listen to what the head of Hawks, Godfrey Lebeya, had to say about this.
On the status of the Palapala matter, I think all what we can report is that, as you know, we are not reporting blow by blow on this investigation, but we can indicate that we have got now 68 statements that have been filed. Sometimes people ask me, and then I think we were around 50 or so. So at this stage, we have got 68 statements. We are continuing with the investigation. We have got professional investigators, senior officers, actually led by a lieutenant general, looking at this. And the prosecutors are also looking at this, so that whatever we are recording is in line with the law.
So just before we move on and talk a bit more about the other aspects that came out of the briefing, Heidi, let's stick with Palapala for a moment. So in the 68 statements, not even a glimpse into what do they relate to. Do they relate to the original crime, the original, burglary at the farm, or the subsequent alleged activities that have been alleged in the case that was opened? None of that, not even a glimpse into what specifically are they looking at?
No, Tulas, absolutely no glimpse into what exactly came out of those statements, what exactly they are investigating, what they're looking into, if they have had any leads, if they've received statements from anybody else, including the president. We have not been able to get any indication as to what exactly those statements entail. And when I asked the head of the Hawks why this is the case, why we cannot understand who those statements are from and what they entail, he said it's going to compromise the investigation, and of course they need to protect the identity of those who provided those statements and the witnesses, which is understandable. But it would have been great to just have some indication of what exactly they are investigating, what they're looking specifically into, and timeframes, because we know that this happened in 2020. We're almost in 2023. What exactly is taking so long? But unfortunately, we could get no further detail on that.
It compromises the investigation to say what is the nub of what you are investigating without going into any further details. Anyway, Heidi, the Hawks continue to be the lead agency in as far as the investigation of crimes such as fraud and corruption, while, the system undergoes a rejig in terms of, better coordination and better resourcing. Speaking of that, Godfrey Lebeya has been talking a bit about resourcing of the directorate. How's that looking?
Yes, I don't think it's looking too good, Thulas, despite the fact that they have made some inroads. And the reason why I say it doesn't look too good is because we understand that only 52% of the workforce is currently at the Hawks, and everybody's wondering, well, where is the rest? They still need to be hired. There are a number of vacancies, over 1,000 vacancies and posts that still need to be filled. And what is causing the delay? Partly it's got to do with the fact that when it comes to top senior management, they need to find a way to vet these officials, and there seems to be some kind of delay when it comes to the vetting and clearance of security of these senior officials. They have been in the process of hiring people. People will start in December as well as in January, but still a large number still needs to be hired and still needs to be working for Hawks to make sure that they speed up this process. I also asked the question as to whether or not it's got to do with the caliber of people that are applying for the positions. Are they not good enough? Do they not have the qualifications? Are they not the right kind of people and investigators that need to work for the Hawks? And Lebeya says that's actually not the case. He says he's very satisfied with the people that have been applying, but it is a bit of a lengthy process and there are few challenges, especially the vetting challenges. Let's listen once again to the head of the Hawks.
It is encouraging to report that the DPCI has grown to 52% from the last time that we have reported that we are operating below 50%. The process of capacitating the DPCI is continuing, and as we speak, we are busy selecting candidates to fill 290 posts.
All right, Heidi, thank you for that update. That doesn't paint a good picture at all when the Hawks is operating at about 52% of the capacity that they're supposed to have. And that, we are told, is actually an improvement from where they were the last time that Godfrey Lebeya and his team were reporting.